Hello beauties, it's me, Cara Carouse. Today I want to talk to you about trauma bonds. So I am an intuitive life coach and I specialize in working with empaths to help guide them through the deeply healing inner work to improve relationships so they can ultimately manifest and co-create a life beyond their wildest dreams. So a big part of what happens for us empaths is that we get caught up in toxic relationships. We can take on the emotions of other people. We can feel what's going on in the room around us, and everyone's energy can really get a read on all that. And oftentimes we lack boundaries. And when we lack boundaries, things get a little complicated in our interpersonal relationships. So trauma bonds are just as they sound. When we bond with someone over our trauma, over sort of like similarities, but through the difficult times, like, oh, your mom died of a heroin overdose, so did mine. Oh, you have been raped, so have I. Oh, you were neglected as a child, me too. So it's when we're bonding with someone else and we share these experiences that have really scarred us and have left an imprint on us, and not in a good way, until that healing work is done. So the trauma bonds, we get caught up in codependent relationships with people at times, and that's not just because of the trauma bonds. That's because we're lacking boundaries, we're people pleasers, we put our needs aside to be able to appease another person. We have no idea how to resolve conflict when it comes up. We just sweep it under the rug and move on to the next thing, even though there's been no repair when there is conflict, which is inevitable. So for a number of reasons, we get caught up in these toxic dynamics, these unhealthy relationships, and trauma bonds really help sort of keep us stuck in one place. I also want to be able to just refer to my book. This is a book. It's called Keep Showing Up. I wrote it just a couple months ago I wrote it, and then I self-published it on Amazon. Keep Showing Up. It's available for sale on Amazon. It's a memoir. The first part of it is a memoir. It's a bit of my story, and it's a powerful guidebook for empaths to embody self-love, self-empowerment, and self-worth. So, as I said, the first part is a memoir. It's my story. It's me sharing my story, bits and pieces of it, obviously not my entire story. And then also really, really powerful lessons, like over 38 different lessons that will help you learn self-love, learn to empower yourself, and really step into your own worth, because that's what it's all about. So there's a lesson in here on trauma bonds, because I myself was caught up in this dynamic, and I really learned a lot from it. It was an extremely painful experience for me, and it was also an experience that I really learned a lot from. And this went on for 2 years, so it was no joke. Really, I noticed that it was an issue as I was exiting the relationship, and had this on-off dynamic with my partner at the time, and it was really unhealthy. And a big part of what I want to say about trauma bonds is that we become addicted to it. Like, we have this nervous system activation. I talk in here about our nervous system and the importance of self-regulation and co-regulation. Like, that is of the utmost importance, especially when we're coming from a history of trauma or abuse. And learning, so the trauma bonds definitely activate our nervous system. There's a love-hate dynamic often. There's push-pull. There's an on and off dynamic within the relationship too, where it's like we're together and then we're not, we're together then apart. Extremely tumultuous, like a roller coaster, where you're up and things are really good and super hopeful, and then crash down and shatter into pieces again and again. And so when that happens, we have this physiological response in our bodies that we become addicted to. And it is very much like a drug. So right now I'm just sort of in between walking with Coda, with my dog, and I do my little exercise that I do, and then I do my yoga, which is my my own daily practice to be able to regulate myself and, increase the connection I have to myself, because I have to maintain that. I get to maintain that so that I can approach these other areas of my life with more equanimity, where I can separate myself from them a little bit. Here, I was super caught up in the trauma bond. I was super caught up in the roller coaster ride. I was super caught up in these chemical reactions that occurred in my body, that it was seriously, as I'm saying, it was like a drug. And I never understood what it was like for drug addicts. Like, honestly, I never understood how it was for someone addicted to alcohol, someone addicted to heroin, cocaine, any of these chemical substances. I never understood. And when I found myself in this situation with my significant other, where it was a really, really toxic situation, I knew I needed to get out. I knew that it was not good for my soul anymore. I knew it wasn't part of my path anymore. I had a very difficult time prying myself away because of this addiction I felt to it all. And there was, it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was driving and I saw that there was this mobile health unit that was set up, and they were saying, Narcan, come and get Narcan, for free. Come and get sort of registered to be able to offer it to people. So you guys, I am a nurse. I'm a registered nurse. I'm an intuitive life coach, and I work, specialize in love and empowerment. My other hats that I wear, I'm a registered nurse. I have a degree in psychology. I assist the home birth midwives. I teach yoga. I'm an energy healer. I do a lot of other things. But I am a nurse, and I was always extremely resistant to getting Narcan. Because I thought, and you guys are probably gonna think I'm a total asshole for this. I thought, if the heroin addict can't get their shit together and get off heroin, despite the fact that it's completely ruining their lives, then that's their path. That's really how I felt. And then I went through my trauma bond and my own addiction to this toxic as fuck situation, and I understood. I understood how every heroin addict felt. I understood how every person who is addicted to alcohol, addicted to cocaine, addicted to pain pills, addicted to anything. Addiction is addiction, and basically we're just working to fill a void. We're running from ourselves. Addicted to food, whatever it is, addicted to hurting themselves, whatever the addiction is, it's we're running from ourselves. And the only person who's coming to save you is you. You are your own hero. And that's the realization I came to through my own process. So I was like, okay, I get it. So I stopped and I learned about the Narcan, and I understand it reverses the overdose. And I learned, she shared a lot of other information with me about it. So I have it, I carry it with me now. And there are no judgments. I completely understand. I have compassion for people who are in those situations, and I pray that they get the strength to overcome it. Any addiction, whether it's, a substance or love, a toxic relationship, a trauma bond, whatever the case may be, I pray that you are able to dig deep in yourself and get the supports you need in place and do the work that's necessary to help you have a healthy life, and to find deep peace, and to find true love, and to establish secure connections with other people, and to really embody your strength and power, because we all have it. So those are just some of my thoughts that I really wanted to be able to share with you. The only way really to work through these trauma bonds in our relationships with other people is to address your own insecurities, your own deeply healing work that is necessary to do to move forward, and not be caught up in that dynamic ever again, because you leave that relationship, you leave that one person, you don't do any healing within yourself, this dynamic presents itself again with anyone else you're going to be with. So the change starts from within. The change, it's on you, okay? It can be done. So, here's my book. And And yeah, I hope you found this video on trauma bonds helpful. And also, you guys, I'm super pumped that I'm able to text you now. So if you feel inclined and you want to get some love and empowerment tips from me, just like one text every day, every other day, a very simple text that's reminding you of your strength and power and the love within you, text LOVE 143 to area code 585-449-9913. I just posted about it earlier too, and it's on my profiles on social media. So so I hope you guys will do that and want to connect with me in that sense. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. And let me know your thoughts on trauma bonds, and let me know your thoughts on, you know, these toxic dynamics, these unhealthy relationships. Okay, you're not alone in going through it, and many of us find ourselves in these dynamics because we don't know. And when we know better, we do better. Okay? So I hope you guys are having a great day. Peace.